Hello bachcho, in the last class we had discussed about the sign convention of motion in case of free falling body. Today we are going to apply it, the application of free falling body. So if I consider here a particle which is throwing up from the ground, in this case what will happen? Okay, suppose here you have a point O, okay, from which you have thrown a particle, okay, then obviously it will move up from the ground and then again it will come back towards the ground, and in this case it will follow the same path. What I mean to say, that suppose this is the ground and you have thrown a particle to the upward motion, then it will follow the same path while it is going to the downward motion. But to explain it, to derive some derivation, here we are considering two different paths. Okay, here one path it follows while it is going to the upward motion, and then another path here I have drawn, though it is the same path I am telling again, which is suppose O prime. Okay, from O it starts its journey, at O prime it ends its journey, but O and O prime both are same. Okay, now what would happen here, if O is the initial position and O prime is the final position, then initial and final position are same. So in this case the displacement would be 0. Okay, now if I consider u is the initial velocity, u is the initial velocity, and here if I consider the acceleration a would be only minus g. Regarding this we already discussed in our last video. Now here we have to calculate first the time of light. Now what is the time of light? It is the time taken by the particle to complete its whole journey. Means the time taken by the particle from its initial to the final position. Means it will go to the maximum height, then again it will come back to its initial position, for which the time which will be taken by the particle, that is called your time of flight. So here if we consider small t is equal to capital T, this time is the capital T. Okay, now the thing is, which kinematic equation we will use to calculate capital T? Here can be some confusion. So to omit your confusion, here you see that three methods I have written. Means maximum height, to calculate the maximum height you have to always use this kinematic equation, that is v square is equal to u square minus 2gs. For calculation of the time to reach the maximum height, you have to use this kinematic equation, and to calculate the time to reach the ground you always use s is equal to ut minus half gt square. Okay, so since here we want to calculate the time to reach the ground, so therefore here we will use the equation s is equal to ut minus half g t square. Got it? Now here you see that since the displacement here is 0, so we will put it 0 is equal to u capital T minus half g capital T square. Now here from the calculation we can easily write that T is equal to T 2u over g. So this is the formula. From this equation we also can write u is equal to gt over 2. Okay, give it as equation number 1 and 2. Now next is maximum height. Maximum height means, suppose if I give this point the name as capital P, then we have to find out OP. We have to find out OP. Now to calculate the maximum height, which formula we will use? We will use here this formula to calculate the maximum height. So therefore v square is equal to u square minus 2gs, right? Now v is equal to 0 here, and u square minus 2g S is equal to H for height. Therefore, H is equal to U square over 2G. Okay, you remember, this is another formula. You have to remember H is equal to U square over 2G. Now, if you put the expression of 2 in this equation, suppose 3 means 2 in 3. If you put, then you are getting it as here H is equal to U square means 1 over 2G multiplied with G square T square over 4. Therefore, we are getting as G T square over T. G T square over H. H is equal to. So this is another formula you must remember. This is equation number 4. Okay. So therefore here we have calculated the expression of time of light, the expression of height, maximum height, and also another relation between H and T. Okay. Now you have symmetry method. Okay. In symmetry method, before we start symmetry method, let me tell you about the ascending and descending time. Okay. Means if TA is the ascending time and TD is the descending time, in case of particle which is thrown up from the ground, here we can say TA is equal to TD. Means the time of ascending and the time of descending, both are same. Okay. Now you will ask, ma'am, how? Let me tell you how we can say this. That we can say from symmetry method. Okay. Here you see, you please note down this. What is given as per the symmetry method? That when a particle is thrown up, okay, then it crosses any particular height 2 times. Okay. Now here you see, suppose here we have considered the particular height at this point, which is suppose H. Okay. Then it crosses 2 times, means when it will go to the upward motion and when it will go to the downward motion. 2 times it will cross the same height. The time taken by the particle to cross any height during upward and downward motion will be same. Means if I consider here point O and this is your O prime, if this is your A and this is your A prime, then the time which will be taken by the particle to reach from O to A and then from A prime to O prime, both are same, which is T1 and here also T1. Therefore, if it is T1, it is height H, then the velocity V1 would be what? Velocity would be H over T1. And here you see also the same thing, that is T1 and H. Therefore, the velocity also would be same here. That is H over T1. H over T1. That means from the symmetry method we can say that the time and velocity both would be same for a particular height when it is going to the upward motion and when it is going to the downward motion. For both cases, the velocity and time would be same. Thus, we can say that the time of ascending and time of descending is same, because here you see that the height is same. This is the maximum height from O to P. So the height, to cross the height, the time which will be taken by the particle would be same when it is going to the upward motion and when it is going to the downward motion. For both the cases, the time would be same. That means for the time of ascending, the time of descending is same. That is TA is equal to TD. Now, as we already have calculated T, that is T is equal to 2U over G. 2U over G. Now, since T is equal to TA plus TD and also which is equal to 2TA, because TA is equal to TD, therefore we can write TA is equal to U over G. Okay, this is another equation you must remember. TA is equal to U by G, initial velocity over the gravitational acceleration. Now, after this whole theory, let's go to the problem. Okay, the first problem you see, this is from A.C. Verma. a stone is thrown vertically upward with a speed of 28 meter per second. That means the initial velocity u is equal to 28 meter per second. Okay, let's draw the diagram first. This is the ground and you have thrown the stone to the upward motion. Now, if this is the upward motion, initial velocity we know. Find the maximum height reached by the stone. Now h is equal to the formula just few minutes ago we have here derived, that height is h is equal to u square over 2g. So the same formula we will use, h is equal to u square over 2g. That's why I told you that you must remember the formula, h is equal to u square over tg. At least 5 times you must remember per day. Okay, h is equal to u square over tg, h is equal to u square over 2g. Thus, now here you see that since u is given, so you put the value and g is here we consider as 9.8 meter per second square. Okay, minus 9.8. But here we will not consider g as minus sign, we will not put it here. Now you may ask that ma'am why? Because if you go to the derivation here already we have put g as minus. Okay, that's why we got this result, that is h is equal to u square over 2g. So don't put again g is equal to minus 9 point, because minus already we have considered. Now here you see, you just put the values. U squared is equal to 28 multiplied with 28 over 2 multiplied with 9.8. Okay, now if you do the calculation, here you will get it as 40 meter per 40 meter. This is the height. Okay, next is find its velocity 1 second before it reaches the maximum height. Now here you have to understand well. See that 1 second before the maximum height means, suppose this is some point, 1 second before the maximum height, Therefore, see, obviously the stone will not be at this maximum height forever. It will come to the downward motion following the same path, right? So therefore, if it follows the same path like this, then since the distance 1 second before the maximum height and 1 second after the maximum height both are same, so that's why the velocity also would be same, 1 second before the maximum height and 1 second after the maximum height. Okay, so therefore we will calculate the velocity 1 second after the maximum height. That's why if I consider this point as P, okay, and here the time t is equal to 1, the initial velocity u is equal to 0, a is equal to minus 9.8. Now you will just put the values. In the formula, b is equal to u plus at. Here you see that u is equal to 0 plus a is equal to minus 9.8 multiplied with your 1, v is equal to, therefore v is equal to minus 9.8. Now I hope all of you have already understood that why you have got the minus sign, because we have calculated to the downward motion while it was to the downward motion, but we are asked to find out while it is going to the upward motion, means 1 second before it reaches the maximum height. So we will here consider only the positive value, where v is equal to, here the answer is only 9.8 meter per second. So this is the answer. Now let's go to the problem. Next problem, that is, does the answer of part B changes if the initial speed is more than 28 meter per second? Well, the answer would be obviously no, because here you see that this value does not depend on the initial velocity with which we have thrown the stone. Okay, it doesn't depend on it. So that's why the answer would remain same, though if you change the initial velocity. I hope this problem is clear to you. Now let's go to the next problem. This is very interesting problem and very important one. A particle is thrown vertically upwards at speed 25 meter per second. So the first thing we will do is we will draw the diagram. This problem means in case of free falling body, you always draw the diagram. Diagram is very important in each and every problem. Okay. Now here is your ground and you have thrown a particle to the upward motion. Okay. With speed 25 meter per second. That means u is equal to 25 meter per second. Find the distance travelled by it in the hertz second. Well, here you have to find out hertz second and distance. Distance you have to calculate, not the displacement, but distance you have to calculate in the hertz second. Hertz second means you always remember that from the second to the hertz second, the distance which will be travelled by the particle, that is the answer. Okay, between second to the hertz second. Now first we will find out what is the time taken by the particle to reach at maximum height. This is the maximum height. Okay, so that therefore this is the ascending time, Ta, right? So Ta is equal to, we know the formula, u over g. U over g. You go to the formula, Ta is equal to u over g. Ta is equal to u over g 5 times per day. Okay, you always practice it. That is Ta is equal to u over g. Now u is already given, that is 25. And g is equal to, here we consider as 10. So therefore 2.5 is the answer, 2.5 second. That means 2.5 second is required to reach the maximum height. But we are here asked to find out at third second. That means at 0.5, means after 0.5, if at 2.5 second it is here, then after 0.5 it should be something like here. That means this is third second. Okay, this is third second. Am I clear? So at third second the point is here. That means at 2 second, that means 0.5 second before the maximum height. That means that should be also something here. Now you see, the beautiful thing is that the symmetry method again we can apply here. Okay, we have to find out what? We have to find out this total distance. This total distance. But if we calculate this one and if we just multiply with 2, that means twice of it, then we can get the total distance. So we just have to find out this, only this height. Okay, there is nothing else. So we have to find out it. Now at maximum height, as we know that the velocity, initial velocity u is equal to 0. Just few minutes ago the same problem we have done. Means u is equal to 0, time t is equal to here what? 2.5 and 3. That means the interval is 0.5 second. Am I clear? So t u is given, a is equal to here minus 10 meter per second square, right? Now we have to calculate the distance. So what equation we will use? S is equal to ut plus half a t square. Now here you see that u is equal to 0. So S is equal to half multiplied with minus 10 and t is equal to 0.5 whole square. That means 2.5 over 2 minus. Why minus? Again the same explanation, that since it is going to the downward motion, that's why it is minus. Okay, but we only hear the magnitude of it, so that's why we will not consider here the minus sign, but we will take the magnitude of it, that is mod of S is equal to 2.5 over 2. And as I told you that we want to calculate the total distance by the symmetry method. If this is your S, this would be also your S. Therefore the total distance would be twice of S. So therefore total distance is equal to twice of S. That means is equal to 2.5. It is meter. So this is the answer of it. Okay. So students, that's it for today. I hope today's video will be helpful for you regarding this topic. And if you are new in this channel, you please subscribe my channel, share this video with your friends so that they can also get benefited by this video. Thank you. Take care. Bye.